Hey everybody, it's Troy, and welcome back to Lead Therapy. Boy, do I have a story for you. A newly elected congressman had $1 million seized by the IRS because of gun store bank deposits. Let's jump into the story. The gentleman you see before you is newly elected Congressman Andrew Clyde, a Republican from Georgia. He's also a 28-year Navy veteran. We'll start our story somewhere around 2013. Mr. Clyde was a successful business owner. He owned 2 gun shops in the state of Georgia, one in Warner Robins and one in Athens. Mr. Clyde believes there should be no government constraint of gun ownership. Clyde is a federal licensed firearm dealer, also wants taxes on guns and ammunition to be eliminated, calling the added cost an infringement on a constitutional right. That means repealing the taxes imposed under the Pittman-Robertson Act and the National Firearms Act. You can't tax the right to vote, so how can you tax the right to keep and bear arms? You can't, Clyde said. His ordeal with the IRS began after President Obama's 2012 re-election and the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, sparking a sales boom at Clyde Armory. Many people were concerned the government would enact new firearms restrictions. The Bank Secrecy Act requires financial institutions to report cash deposits of more than $10,000. But since terrorists and other criminals know this rule, banks also must report patterns of deposits slightly below the $10,000 threshold. Clyde's legitimate large bank deposits tipped off the IRS to suspected structuring, that is, making deposits deliberately calculated to skirt reporting requirements of $10,000. On April 12, 2013, the IRS suddenly seized $940,313 from Clyde's business, essentially draining all his liquid assets. Clyde says, "I have 3 combat tours in Iraq and Kuwait. I was probably never more scared in my life than when those IRS agents left my conference room on that day on April the 12th because I had no idea how to fight them." Even though Clyde had done nothing illegal and was just depositing cash on a regular basis, the IRS wasn't willing to give the money back. The agency offered to return $600,000 if he forfeited the rest. Clyde said he refused, calling the settlement offer extortion. Clyde said, "I took them to court and beat them in court because they were wrong." 5 months later, when he finally got his money back, Clyde turned into a crusader. He set out to change the law so the IRS could never confiscate legally earned money again through civil asset forfeiture. Clyde traveled to Washington, worked with members of Congress, and testified before a House committee in 2015 about this ordeal. Although his story resonated and the legislation had broad bipartisan support, it took 6 years and lots of legwork to get something passed. In 2019, the House and Senate unanimously passed the legislation to prohibit the IRS from carrying out seizures relating to a structuring transaction unless the property seized derived from an illegal source or if the funds were structured for the purpose of concealing criminal activity. On July 1st, 2019, President Trump signed into law the Clyde Hirsch-Sowers Respect Act. As part of a broader Taxpayer First Act, it was named for Clyde and 2 others who testified in the House against the IRS. Clyde said, "I'm very committed to fighting for what's right and winning for my district and winning for this country against government overreach. The primary focus is government overreach because I experienced it firsthand and in a brutal way." I just want to say before I finish the video that I know some of you are going to say that the IRS didn't take that money away from him because he had a gun store. They took it away because the large amount of money that was being deposited in his account. And yes, that is the first reason why they investigated him. But it shouldn't take too long to figure out that he was not a criminal and was just depositing money that he had earned from his business. And then for sure, you know, the IRS had it out for him when they only offered to give him back $600,000 of the over $945,000 that they originally took. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was an amazing story. And if you liked the video and the information I gave you, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. It helps the channel out tremendously. And if you'd like to share any of my videos, you most certainly can, and don't forget to leave comments. And thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.